Farrell on it again, deep one around the back, Quinn there's the Frenchman goal! It's Andrew Quinn, the underdogs bare their teeth and show their fight in this cup final. Drogheda United strike first.
Welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, a Drogheda United fans podcast, proudly sponsored by the Coffee Box.
Hello and welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, number 18, season 2, and I'm joined by Owen and Richie as usual. How are we doing, boys?
Oh, good lads.
Yeah, no bother.
Good stuff. Enjoying the weather.
Absolutely.
Yeah, long may it last. So first thing I want to say is apologies for my shit spelling typo on the last episode. Drugs defeat to PATE, whatever that meant. And once you fucking press go just to send it off to the different podcast hosts, you're doomed because you can't edit it, you can't take it back, you can do nothing. I didn't even notice it, Owen, until you sent that on to me. Fucking embarrassing.
Could be worse.
Yeah, could be a lot worse. So yeah, boys, I suppose we're a bit more chirpy than last week, but that wouldn't be hard. We got some great messages about last week's podcast. The best one was that felt like a funeral.
Yeah.
I suppose it was a bit grim, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, yeah. Bit depressing now, lads, to be honest.
Yeah, it was. But, like, there's no point. I mean, we can't be coming on here lying about it either. Saying we are pulling it out.
Yeah.
You know, just sort of reflect on what we see on the pitch. And look, in fairness, we're three fans that we probably got annoyed and frustrated. Well, not you, Owen, me and Greg. We got annoyed and frustrated. But, yeah, you just say what you see, don't you, really? And how you feel.
That's it, yeah.
You know, but, yeah, it was depressing.
We did get another message saying, proper order, lads, that was the best episode, yeah, really enjoyed that. You know who he is.
Yeah, he's a real misery merchant there.
And he wasn't even here, he was on holidays.
Was he, yeah?
Fuck's sake.
That was pretty alright.
So how are we feeling then after Friday, Owen? How did you find it?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, it was a massive improvement on the previous game. Like the stuff we talked about, like from the Pats game, it just lacked a bit of kind of cohesion, a bit of energy, and fighting. There was a lot of that on Friday, even though we didn't start the game particularly well. Shels scoring early enough. But geez, the reaction to that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Unlucky probably not to get the win in the end, but yeah, overall a lot more positive.
Richie?
Yeah, no, 100% Owen, yeah. It's just, and I think that's why we're all so frustrated watching them this year, because, like, we definitely know they can do that, and they're well capable of putting it up to any team in this league. You know, and, like, I know I said in the last week's podcast, like, we were probably the worst team in the league at the moment. That was, I just felt like we were playing like that, but I definitely don't think this squad of players are the worst squad of players in the league. I think they're as good as any on the day. And when they show up, they really do show up. And look, yeah, it was a poor start the other night to go 1-0 down. But they showed great character to come back. They didn't need to go 2-1 up in a half time. It was brilliant. And like, that's what they should be doing every week. And I think that's what we expect them to do every week. And that's why we're all so frustrated. We know what they can do. So, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed the night. I thought they were very good.
No, I'd probably echo both what you just said. I think when you look back at Friday and you look at some of the moments, and we will get to the kind of details of what happened and all that, but when you look at, you know, our second goal, for instance, you know, and how we got that ball in the deck, passed it round, you know, took the piss out of Shels a little bit. It was an absolutely supreme goal. It was one of the best goals we've scored in a long time. And between that and how we dug in and defended, and, you know, Dennison had to pull off a couple of saves. Again, you know, we will get into the details, but it just kind of shows two different sides to us. it's been what we've been talking about over the last probably 2 months. Like, you know, getting the ball down on the deck is great, coupled with, you know, being very direct at times, using wingers, putting the ball up over the top if we have to for lads to run onto and all that, but not surrendering and giving away cheap possession. I think that was a real sort of positive from the other night. There was a 10-minute period in the second half. I think we really struggled to kind of get anywhere near the ball, but as Boger, you've been saying in the last few weeks, sometimes that's down to the opposition just being really good at times. You know what I mean? Shels are a decent side with some really good footballers that can hold on to a football. Like, it's not just Drogheda they done that to. They done that to Rovers, and they've done that to Bows, and they've done that to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
so
No, that's it. Yeah, and like, in fairness, every team will always have spells in a match.
yeah,
And you just have to suck it up, don't you?
very much so.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, look, so we'll just, I suppose, go through the game. Shels scored, I think it was in and around the 9th minute, 8th or 9th minute or something like that, and it was more poor defending. Leo Boney just couldn't seem to get his body kind of set right, and Meepo just kind of just steals the ball off him. And only, I suppose it was a good save by Dennison, but I thought Meepo was really poor. He should have went round. He had loads of space and loads of time just to go round Dennison and just kind of pass the ball into the net. It was a poor miss by them, but it was also a very poor chance for us to give up.
Yeah, I don't know. It was sort of a high ball coming on Boney, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did he try and did he try and take a touch on it or something?
It looked like his body sort of got a bit twisted. He was kind of moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? I actually, when I seen it happen, I turned away. I looked away in disgust to say, 1-0 up. So I actually missed the save.
Oh, right. Well, do you know what, Richie? It wasn't a Woldy. He kicked it straight at Dennison.
Right, okay,
Yeah, it was poor enough effort from Meepo,
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And like as I said, I did watch the highlights back. He should have went around him, obviously.
If you look at it again, he just looks like he has every opportunity, because Boney's kind of out of it at that stage. He's every opportunity just to kind of clip it round him and pass it into the net. But thankfully for us, he didn't, because I think if they had scored then from that goal, it just would, the place would have been absolutely deflated.
Yeah. He did really well, Luke Dennison, didn't he? To come out and smother it. He was quick to read it.
No, he did, absolutely. I'm not taking anything away from him. Yeah, it was more or less straight at him, but he did what he had to do. And good call by you last week, saying you'd like to see him coming back into the squad.
Yeah, no, definitely. It just, it is probably a bit unfair on Tally, isn't it? Because as you said last week, lads, he didn't really do anything wrong. But I like Dennison. I'm just more, he's more assured for me in the box, in around the box. You know, he's not present about him.
Yeah, I was just thinking this. I wonder, did the back line, are they a bit more comfortable with Dennison over Tally there, just because they know?
Yeah.
Because Tally's a bit of an unknown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'd say players do have a say in it, Owen, wouldn't he? Because I remember McCabe. Remember McCabe was in there for us only a couple of seasons ago. And I remember having a few fucking rumblings that the players went to Doherty and said, look, he has to get out of the team.
Oh, you're right, really?
Yeah. So I think then they put Andrew Wogan in nets then, and he took over. And then McCabe left then shortly after that.
Yeah, look, I think all goalkeepers, unless you're like top level, are prone to a howler. We all know that. And they are prone to having a dip in form. But as you also said this, Richie, like, you know, all players are prone to a dip in form, but they don't necessarily lose their place in the team straight away, which was maybe, I know he was injured. Kevin did say that in an interview, that Luke was out injured for a while and it took him a long time to get back, and then Tally kind of became number one for a little while. But I feel that the team is a little bit more secure with him in nets, and I'm not sure why. I just feel, there's a feeling there when you're looking at him that he's a bit more commanding. I know he's a bit more vocal, and he's a bit more of he's just a bit more of a character. And I think a lot of goalkeepers have that about them. They're a bit nuts. He's probably a little bit more nuts than Tally. Like.
Yeah, and was there somebody, I don't know where I was seeing it, somebody texted us or put online about Dennis, and he seems to talk a lot more. He organises a lot more.
Yeah.
Was it you that said that, Owen?
Not to remember, no.
No, I don't know where I was seeing it. I think it was just on one of the Facebook comments. But like, you could hear Dennis the other night, the whole match, organising and just talking.
That would have been a bit ironic if Owen was talking about somebody talking a lot more. But
I was just trying to give Owen a bit of credit, but he didn't take it.
No, he didn't take it. No, fuck's sake, Owen. Yeah, look, right. Again, I don't know, like, if stats wise and all that, like, you know, you kind of reckon that Dennison was probably the best keeper in the league last year, and he was definitely up there, and he's doing really, really well. There's no real reason to drop him. I think his kicking was poor at the beginning of the season. There was a few games there where he was just booting balls into the stand non-stop, but a lot of that as well is a lot to do with the pressure that we were under, and we just weren't performing. Nobody was performing well. And I definitely do think it was due to his injury why he was dropped, why he was out of the squad for a while and not being dropped because of form or whatever. But kind of happy to see him back in there, and I think he did fairly well the other night. Just moving on to their goal again. It was down on the right hand side, and Beng crosses. Conor Kane couldn't really get close enough to him. He got a cross in, but it wasn't a great cross into the box, lads. It was one of them that you see, every week, and they come to nothing because a centre half or somebody's in there to get tight, and it just ends up kind of bouncing off somebody and getting cleared. But we did not get tight enough to Harry Wood, and it was Shane Farrell again. He was a couple of feet away from him, and he was allowed turn from his right foot onto his left foot and just passed it into the net. Like, it was very, very poor defending.
Poor all round, wasn't it, lads?
Very, very.
Yeah. And especially any ball into the box, like, and like, I know it's easier said than done, but you need to make forced contact on it. As a defender, you need to be forced one on it, and Shane wasn't, and as you said, the space he had to turn, and look, in fairness to Harry Wood, he's class, isn't he, lads?
Top class.
He was the best player on the pitch, I think, by a mile.
He was brilliant,
Probably not going to be with Shels much longer, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, he was over in England already, wasn't he, Owen?
He was. He's from England. He's over here a couple of years. I saw a rumour there on Twitter that Sheffield United are looking at him.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So yeah, he really stood out, and you actually could see when he got taken off. I'm not sure whether he was injured or not, but Shels were a lot worse when he left the pitch.
It really was, yeah. And is he English, lads?
He is English.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Right, I didn't know that. Yeah, he's quality, but you can't be giving players like him time in the box to turn and he didn't even really put a boot on it, didn't he? No, he nearly passed it into the net.
No, he just tapped it into the net, really. There was no pressure on him whatsoever. Like.
No, and I'd say that it's like that has started bloody fuming, I'd say.
Yeah, because I mean, up to that point, like, as we said a minute ago, if Meepo had took his chance and then they take that chance, you're really, really fearing the worst.
Yeah.
2-0 up within whatever it was, 15 minutes or something like that. And that could have happened. Like, thankfully it didn't. And there was a really positive reaction to it. But, and it's players like Wood. Harry Wood, I think he scored 4 goals against us now this season.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same players that we seem to let score against us all the time. Keane Levy, Harry Wood, feckin' Graham Burke, I'm not saying this season in particular, but we've a tendency to, and I know they score against a lot of teams because they're good players, but it just drives me nuts when, that it's that player that we're all looking out for going, right, this guy's top class, real good quality. We need to man mark him out of the game, and then they go and score against us. And I was fairly disappointed in that goal. I thought it was really, really poor. I thought Farrell was just way off. I don't know what he was doing.
No. And that's just the standard that the league is at now. You don't get away with it like that anymore. It's high quality. Like, the League of Ireland is really, really growing, isn't it? And you see quality players like that in the league. You just punish it.
Yeah, and it's funny in a way when you, like, I seen that earlier on as well, Owen, that he might be going off to Sheffield or whoever, like, might be coming in for him, and you're kind of half delighted thinking, deadly, that's Shels losing another great player, and you're half thinking, oh, shite, these are the lads that you kind of want to keep in the league. You want them playing for you, you don't want them playing for somebody else, but that's the kind of quality we want to keep in the league, him and the likes of Keane Levy, because there's rumours of him going as well, and like, these players are what are going to attract people to go and watch games, because they are serious quality.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah. No, you do, that's it, right? And if you just lose them, and then what's happening, the clubs are losing them for little or nothing.
Yeah.
They're not even good money for them. Just sort of frustrated side of it, but yeah, no, I totally agree with you. If you want to play like that in the league.
Oh, you do. We were saying that the other night as well. Like, the likes of him, like, we went back to England, and then he ended up coming back to Shels on loan, I think, didn't he? And then he ended up signing a permanent contract with them. Because, I mean, he's getting on the pitch every week. They were in the European group stages last year. They played a load of games in Europe. I know they didn't win any of them, but like, it's a serious shop window for the likes of him and other players. And get that experience to be playing European football. He's not going to get that in England.
No.
So you can understand why these lads will come over and give League of Ireland a go at one of the clubs that look likely to win something or qualify for a European spot, because it really, really does put them in the shop window and exposes them to a wider sort of audience. And I'd say the buzz of playing European football must be something else for these boys. But look, if he is going back, he's going back anyway. What was I going to say? So we went down to equalise then. I think it was around the 23rd minute. Kavanagh corner, and lo and behold, the man that I've been giving out a bit forever, saying he can't win a header, jumps up and wins a header and scores. Thomas Alua.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? And I was like, I think it was a corner, wasn't it? Or something.
Corner, Kavanagh.
Yeah, because we actually won the corner. I told Evan, I said, not what the fuck, because they're not going to score from a corner anyway. They haven't been scoring from corners. Usual moaning, like, before the corner was even hit. No, and then bang, and then I think Martin said, he goes, Alua won't win a header anyway here. He said the exact same as me. I was like, here, lad, fuck's sake. Better off keeping my mouth shut.
Well, I tell you what, you would have got some odds in the bookies.
Yeah, to score a header.
Fucking hell, like, 'cause he really, really struggles to sort of get up off the ground, doesn't he? Because he's a big boy and all that, but sometimes he's up against smaller players, and he just doesn't seem to be able to get his toes up off the ground. But he fairly got up for that one the other night.
Yeah.
Did he score one on Daily, man?
He didn't he?
Yeah.
Was that a header?
That was a decent header as well, actually.
It was, you're right now. That was the sports one, yeah. Fucking hell. Oh, God.
Yeah. Look, in fairness, and like, not every player is good in the air either, but you should be competing anyway. You should be able to jump with them and compete.
Make a nuisance of yourself at least. Like.
Yeah.
No, but look, they have to give them credit. You know what I mean? It was a good goal. It was a great ball in from Kavanagh.
Brilliant.
Super,
yeah, it's another assist for him. I was just looking here, he's got 5. Only Daryl Horgan has more than him.
Really, Owen, yeah. That's
in the league, yeah. There's 4 of them with 5 assists. It's Daryl Horgan's at 6. That's the top of the assist table,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like, in fairness, some of them do go a little bit off, don't they? But
happens to everyone, though, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It does happen to everybody, but his quality, when he gets it right, he has a bang on, so he does.
No, he does. The only thing I'd be slightly critical from time to time is, from free kick deliveries and all that, it's a bit obvious. I think sometimes we need to walk out a little plan B here and there, pass the ball out, pass the ball short, or, put it out wide for somebody else to put it in from that side or whatever. Sometimes they're very direct, but look, we all know that. I'd imagine that's coming from on high. Put the ball into the mixer and give the lads a chance to get on the end of it. I'm sure that's coming from the Kevin, the boys, like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. But, no, look, in fairness, when we do get it right with Kavanagh's deliveries and the boys in the box, the centre halves and the tall lads, we do get it right. We are strong.
No, absolutely.
It's very hard to deal with.
Yeah, no, totally, 100%. And before I forget, because I was going to mention it earlier, and I did forget, Tiernan Mulvena has left the club. He put out a bit of a statement on social media. And he was with us, I think, twice as a player, wasn't he? And obviously, he was there as a coach when we won the cup and all that. He's been a fairly prominent part of the backroom staff for the last good few years now.
Yeah, even though he's from the knock.
You didn't have to include that bit, Richie. I wasn't going to mention that.
Yeah, we won't hold that against him.
I could edit it out.
Nah, keep it in.
So what's our thoughts there, lads, from his little kind of social media post and all that? He does say something in it about life presents challenges or something like that. So he seems to have left on good terms anyway. There doesn't seem to be any grief there between him and the club or anything.
It was something, I thought it was work commitments, and now that is something in his job, his full-time job had changed. So he wasn't a full-time staff member with us.
Oh. Okay, really? He wasn't full-time?
No.
Oh.
And so, like, what way did that work then with them training full-time? So he obviously wasn't there every morning with them.
Yes, again, I don't know what his job was, like, so, but obviously he said something changed in his job so that he couldn't commit to, so now Adam Foley stepped up.
Right, and I wonder if Adam Foley going in full-time.
Well, he has a good job.
Yeah, he's got a good job.
Yeah.
He's like a Leinster rep for some sales company. He's a salesman for some company in Leinster, innit? So he has the whole of Leinster. So I can't imagine him walking away from that.
No, not just that easily. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be a tough decision, wouldn't it?
And I know Adam does have all his badges and all that, doesn't he? So he's really sort of walking his way up. He's still with the under-20s too, and you know, so good to see him on the pitch again the other night. We could do with him getting the jersey back on at times, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he'll definitely still do a job.
Fuck me, like, he still looks fit as a fiddle.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't got fat over the last year or anything.
Not yet.
Not yet. But yeah, look, fair play to Mulvena, I suppose. You know, he probably did he win a trophy?
I think was he in the League Cup team? I can't remember.
I think he was. I'm nearly sure he was.
Yeah. No, it's fair. He definitely always gave 110%. We did, didn't he? Every time you could see him in the warm-ups and that. He was always totally committed. So he was a good coach by the looks of it.
No, absolutely. He said that the cup win was one of the sort of best moments of his career and all that. So fair play to him, regardless of where he's from. Yeah, look, so we'll move on. I just wanted to include that in case I forgot. So the next goal, boys, we go on to go up. We go and score a second to go 2-1 up, and no denying that I watched that 4 or 5 times. That's one of the best goals we've scored in United Park in years.
Yeah, really was, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah, just all Buckner basically.
It was, and then and like them, like nutmeg Harry Wood to get a goal.
Yeah, of all people there.
Yeah,
brilliant. It was class.
Well, yeah, I thought Buckner should have got man of the match actually. I know he went off, but I thought his impact on the game was brilliant.
Yeah. No, look, I think Conor Keeley got in fairness, Conor was brilliant as well. But, yeah, I would have given it to Buckner, so I would have.
Buckner has to start games, lads.
He does, and I think he will, because in Doherty say he's had a lot of injuries, a lot of niggly injuries. He hasn't really got a run at it.
Yeah, I just really like his energy and stuff, and he's not afraid to go at people and stuff, and no bother to him nutmegging Harry Wood, and then following up and running on to get the. I was maybe your first time touch nearly, our second touch was it across the ball, and it's just pinpoint to Doyle, made Doyle's job easy.
It was a brilliant cross, but every time Buckner gets the ball, there's only one thing in his mind, and that's to go forward with it.
Yeah,
he's never thinking of going back or going sideways or kicking it away. he just wants to take lads on, and we don't have a player like that. Well, we do with him, but we like, you know what I mean. We do need players like him in the team.
It's exactly what we've been crying out for, Richie, over the last while, moaning and complaining about how we're playing and no positivity and not trying to take the games to teams. That's exactly what he wants to do. And, you know, we were even saying this the other night on, like, I mean, if he gives the ball away in the opposition's half because he's trying to do positive things with the football, who cares? You know, make the mistakes and fucking, you know, trying to nutmeg a player that doesn't come off. So be it. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't want players doing that in and around you know, in and around the back four. And defensively, you don't want risk takers that much. But, you know, Buckner can do that in them areas of the pitch. That's exactly what we want. And he absolutely fucking terrified them the other night. Like, I wrote it down, right? It was really fucking funny because it was Buckner to Agbaje in our own box, then Buckner nutmegs Wood, passes the ball to Kavanagh, one touch, Buckner, one touch, and a brilliant cross, and an absolutely superb goal by Mark Doyle. There's no taking away from that. That's a brilliant finish. That's really hard to do what he did.
Yeah, he sort of put it in the far corner that he was sort of put it away from.
Yeah.
Superb.
Yeah.
It was some goal, and like, you know, I spoke about it last week after the Pats game that I thought we weren't brave enough, some of the players, like, as a team, taking on stuff like, that's right. Buckner. Yeah, like, Buckner's brave, isn't he? And it suits the likes of Kavanagh then, as I said, you have Kavanagh in them little pockets.
Yeah.
And he's the ability then to, that little ball around the corner for Buckner. That's what we need. That's what we need every week.
Yeah, 100%.
It just goes to show what we can do. And Doddy always says it as well. Like, there's good players in that team. They are good players. You have to go and express it. You have to go and show it every week. And the challenge for Buckner now is to go and do that again next week.
Yeah.
You know, way to Derry, it's going to be tough up there, obviously.
Yeah.
He has to do it again. That's the level he has to be at.
No, absolutely. And just a word on Mark Doyle, and it's kind of in reference to one of Kevin's interviews. He was saying, like, you know, he won't hear a bad word against Doyle type of thing. Like, we've been critical. I've personally been critical of him at times because I think he could have a lot more goals than he actually has, which is strange. But, like, I mean, he's a top goal scorer in the league now at 9, and, you know, you look at the way we play at times, and maybe it's not ideal for the likes of him to be scoring goals, but he's still getting them.
Yeah, like, I mean, some return, but I think Doyle's strength is in around the box, isn't it? Just, he will score, he's the ability to score. I think then what's annoying people is when the ball being pumped into him from long range and they expect him to win a header or hold off a big centre half, and he's not going to do that. That's not Doyle's game. Like, Doyle is all about his goal the other night. That's Mark Doyle all over. That cheeky little sort of finish into the far corner. So.
Yeah, and if we can, and I know, again, said it so many times, but if we can get a big number 9 in there, somebody that we can get the ball up to, that can kind of have the back to goal, with Mark Doyle running in off that, looking for the ball. I mean, he could be absolutely lethal.
Yeah. Like, he is lethal at the minute. He's the top scorer in the league.
He could be absolutely lethal.
Lethal. Well, yeah, no, it was class goals, you know, and it just, yeah. Like, well, you can see why lads are getting frustrated, can't you?
Oh, you can.
You know, you can understand that side of it as well. But just leave him in the box, leave him in around that 18-yard line. You know what I mean? He'll do damage in around there.
Yeah, like it was just stoppage time in the first half as well. Alua made a lovely run and sort of bet the Shels defender, went in behind them and passed the ball for Doyle, and that was an absolutely what a chance, lads, to go 3-1 up before half time, and he just kind of kicked it straight at the keeper. it was a way easier chance than the one he actually did score, which is unfortunate. And I'm not going to have a go at him because he scored probably one of the goals of the season before that, and everyone's going to miss chances. But if we had to put that one away, that was us going into half time 3-1 up. Like,
Yeah, it was a different game then, wasn't it?
that would have been massive.
Yeah, but you know what? That first half the other night, that was the first time we really made the opposition team walk. Like, we'd Shels really working hard to defend to stop us, you know, that way.
Yeah.
Like the last couple of games, we were going at a canter, and we weren't walking the opposition. Like, I thought Shels had to work really hard in the first half the other night to stop us.
Yeah, look, we've just been too passive, and we weren't like that the other night.
No.
And our shape was good. We were defending well as a team. They did have chances, and as we said, they had a couple of chances in the earlier on with Meepo, and Harry Wood's goal probably wasn't the best defending in the world. They did have other chances where they sort of broke through us and all that. But again, they were good sides. There were some great midfielders, and you know, lads that can pass the ball on a sixpence. Like, so I don't think we can be too critical of the chances they create, because sometimes when you're looking at a football match, you just, you know, you're not giving the other team credit at all. Like, I know I do that myself sometimes, and I just think, oh, Drogheda was shite, Drogheda were terrible. But, you know, Owen, I think, is good at giving the other team a bit of credit and saying, well, look, these are some of the best players in the league, and they're right up there. You know what I mean? That's a team that won the league 2 years ago. And has only really strengthened since then. And I mean, I know they're not having the best season in the world, but they're probably going to finish in a European spot. But I think we have a little Indian sign over them. I don't know what it is, but they just don't seem to be able to get the win against us.
Yeah, and they're always, there's some of the goals, wasn't there, between us and them the last couple of games?
Oh, was it 7 in the last one and then 4 the other night? 11 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, and even last season, wasn't it? Oh, there was a few high scoring games.
Trying to remember.
Remember drawing 3-0 from, didn't we, one night up in United Park?
That was the game. It was pissing rain, I think, was it? It was 2-2 or 3-3, yeah.
Yeah, that was that one.
Yeah.
But then I think there was one of them. Then Duff was there. I think Ryan scored, didn't he? Then Ryan scored against him, and he went running by Duff.
That was a couple of years ago. I think that was a 3-1, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we always have good matches with them. They're always entertaining.
Yeah, it was kind of developing a little kind of a rivalry, I think, with Duffer and Kevin there for a while, and it felt like there was a little bit of a grudge in both games, because there was a lot of players that had played on both sides, and there was definitely a bit more of a needle to the games than your average kind of games. But then again, I suppose you could probably say that about Bowes and that as well. For a while, there was a bit of a needle, but then I think any time we put it up to the big clubs, the games develop a bit of a needle, because they end up fucking hating us then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Absolutely, and I've said this before, like, we are capable of competing with teams in this league. Like, right, I said it, they are good teams, we're not doubting that, but they're not world beaters. You can't put it up to them. You can't have a go at them and get results. You know, you have to be brave, don't you, and just really go at them. And I thought we did the other night. I thought we did a good go at them.
Yeah, we did. We playing to our strengths, and you know, it's like a cliche at this point. We know what we're good at, and we know that we can play football when I was going to say when we feel like it, but we know we can play ball. Sometimes we don't, and it's inexplicable sometimes when you're looking at it and you're going, why are we not playing football? Why are we not getting the ball down and passing it around? But when we do, you're like, right, we know we're capable of this, and we're also capable of playing a physical game and scoring goals from set pieces and all that, which was great tonight. I was as delighted with Oluwa's goal as I was with the other one. You know, that's football. Set pieces are a massive part of this game, and we know that, and we've been really good at and successful at kind of playing set pieces over the last few years, and winning second balls and winning third balls and doing all that, all the stuff that kind of Kevin's known for, like. But you know, I don't think we're never going to go out there and dominate teams. We just don't have those kind of players on the pitch, and we're not set up for that. And I don't think that's the priority for the lads. It's not. Obviously, it's not. But, there's other teams in and around us that will probably go out and maybe dominate a little bit more, or maybe share the possession like 50-50 with somebody and all that. That's not us. I don't even know what the possession was the other night, and I don't care.
No.
You know what I mean? Because we played positively, we defended well, we didn't really make that many stupid mistakes like we have been doing lately. The first miss by them was a poor mistake by Borney, but he got his shit together after that, and it didn't really knock him. He seemed fine after it. That can sometimes knock a player and they'll end up having a bit of a mare, but he didn't. But yeah, look, going into the second half, then hold on a minute. There was a spell in the game where I turned around to the people that were stood next to me, and we just could not get our foot on the football. It seemed like it was like forever, but it was probably about 7 or 8 minutes that they just completely and utterly dominated the football. Yeah. And it was difficult to watch.
Yeah, but as you said there yourself, like, they're a good team and are capable of doing that.
Yeah.
And like I always say, in every 90 minutes of football, both teams will always have a spell where they're on top and not dominating it. So, like, you're always going to expect that Shels are 2-1 down coming out in the second half. They're always going to come right back at you.
Yeah,
I thought we dealt with them well, lads.
Albeit, lads, they did pass the ball around, passed it really well, back, forward. I'm not saying they passed it around at the back like various teams do, which just gets you nothing, and it's so fucking boring to watch. They did actually get through us a couple of times, but we defended really well, and they didn't get anything much from that sort of dominant little spell. But what they did get was the equalising goal was an absolute disaster, because Dennison put in 2 great saves in a row, and then Buckner and Keeley seem to be standing there, and the ball just sort of bobbles and just seems to end up at Harry Wood, and it just kind of, like, did he even put his foot? He didn't even have to put his foot through it. It looked like it was bobbling over the line, and he was just stood there. It was a shit goal. Really frustrating.
It was a jammy goal, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
It's real scabby, yeah.
It was, wasn't it? Like, you wouldn't mind if they cut you apart, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And 2 great saves from Dennison, and you thought you'd get away with it, and then all of a sudden, that could have easily fell to Keely's foot, and he puts the boot through it. But it happened so quick, I suppose, and it just drops Harry Wood, and as you said, he didn't even have to put his boot through it.
Have to do anything, really.
No, I thought we were very unlucky with that goal. I thought we were very unlucky.
I did, and at one point you're just looking at it. Buckner just has a swing at it and just puts his foot through it. The ball's gone out of the box, or he can put it out for a corner. We did have opportunities to do it, and again, I know it was kind of scabby and lucky, if you want to call it that, but again, it might be conceived as an example of just not defending properly. Because I know that Dennison did well, he had to get his hand on it twice, but we should have been quicker. We should have been more reactive to that.
Yeah, I know in hindsight, yeah, but when it happens so quick as well, and yeah, I can see it. It was a tough one, I thought it was scabby by them.
Yeah, look, the heads didn't drop, and I don't even think our heads dropped at that point, because we were 2-2, and you're thinking, right, lads, I'll take a draw out of this now, because I don't think any of us were very, very confident going into that game. But we did create chances coming towards the end. I know Keeley had a half-decent effort that was fucking straight at the keeper, unfortunately, but Ryan Brennan had two really good opportunities. That scissor kick, that just could have went anywhere, and it just sort of grazed the crossbar, like.
It would have been something, wouldn't it?
He couldn't really caught it any better. Just unlucky.
Sweet.
Yeah, it really was, yeah. But it was good to see, and I always say, especially like when you're at home, you have to try and win it. You always should be trying to win your home matches. And I think we did try and win it. You can't say that they didn't.
Well, they didn't sit back, Richie. I mean, no. We do have a tendency to do that, man. There's no denying it. And we haven't been great at home. Our home results this year are not great. And sometimes it was as a result of sitting back.
Yeah,
Sorry?
Like you're just inviting teams on.
Yeah,
And
we have been doing that, like, you know what I mean? But I think it was a bit more even Stevens the other night. They'd have a go and then we'd have a go, and we didn't seem to be sitting back. We were like, especially when we went 2-2 up, you know, you're thinking, right, lads, we need chances here. We need to create another couple of chances. Ryan had another really good one there towards the end as well. I think it was another Kavanagh delivery, and he just got a glancing header on it, and it just kind of went on the outside of the post. But that was another great opportunity, and it was a kind of a goal that Ryan had scored over the years.
yeah, and it was nearly a throwback to last season, wasn't it? The way we were playing last season, really strong in defence, really like. And I don't mind this. Like, I mean, like, I don't mind it if you're set up, say, right, we're going to sit tight, we're going to keep everything nice and tight and catch these on the break. But once you do that, and when you do get possession, you actually create something and you make the other team defend. I don't mind that. And like, we did that the other night. Like, we asked questions of Shels. Like, we really did. So it did feel like a game that we would have played last season, or how we played last season.
Yeah, very much so. I think it was exactly what we were asking for. You know, that's what we wanted. I even said it before the game started. I said, look, you know, even if we're bet here, I don't want to lose. Obviously, never want to lose a game. You know, win or draw will do me. But, you know, saying even if we are beaten, but we really put it up to them, and we put some sort of a spirited performance in them, play some football, and just get back to basics and stop making these stupid fucking mistakes, and, you know, look like we really want to go there and win the game. And we did. We tried our best. I think we're playing at the level that we should be playing at, you know, week in, week out. You're playing against teams with fairly gifted footballers, as we've said already, and you're not going to compete that way, you know, trying to dominate possession or trying to have a lot of the ball in the middle of the park and all that. Like, we did our best, and that's all we can ask. I think the level that some of these players are at, they are capable of doing that every week, and that's what we want to see. That's all we ever want to see. You know what I mean? Giving out shite last week for an hour and a half wasn't fun for everybody, but, you know, I just think it was just so depressing after the Pats game, and going into Friday night. You just wanted an improvement, and you just want that real effort, and we got everything we asked for, except the 3 points. But I'm happy enough with the point.
Yeah, and I think fans appreciate it, don't they? When you, like, I mean, fans can see when you put a good effort in and you have a good goal.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, I don't even mind, like, if you put the effort in and you try, or you get a loss, I wouldn't be overly upset about them. Like, but it's when you don't try, or you just lack a bit of ambition. That's when it gets frustrating.
Yeah, and like we spoke as well before about our own, like, there is good players in that team, isn't there? They are good footballers.
Yeah,
like, they
absolutely.
are good. As you said, Greg, they're not going to dominate the ball, but football's just not about keeping possession for 90 minutes. There's a lot of other sides to a game of football, and there is good players in that team, and they're well capable of doing it. And I think that's what's frustrating us all, as I said. Like, I mean, you just want to see that bit more effort, that bit, have it go, have that bit of belief, bit of hope.
Yeah, no, another sort of conversation that was being had the other night was, I think we mentioned it last week too, about the away crowd in Inchicore not being up to what it has been over the last few years, but I think there was a definite drop off in numbers the other night. And I know, Owen, you were saying, right, people are away on holidays, and a lot of primary schools wrapped up last week and this week, but there was a lot that did wrap up last week. But there was definite big gaps in that crowd on Friday night.
Yeah, it was still over 2,000 though. 2,141.
Yeah, so that leaves, like, what, 1,500 Drogheda and 500 Shels?
Give or take, yeah.
Give or take. It's not great.
Like, I think our average attendance is down like 100 or so in last year, so it's nothing. There's a lad on Twitter, he's a Bows fan, Chippy, his name is. He tracks the attendances.
Oh.
He's really good for that. But yeah, there is a bit of a drop.
So you reckon it's only down by about 100?
Yeah, I think the last time we checked it, yeah. We'll have a quick look now and see.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah,
Um,
I actually always judge it by, like, because I stand at the railing there at the back.
Yeah.
You know when there's a good crowd in, was like standing behind you, there's no room.
Yeah.
It's wedged, you know what I mean? And a couple of games that hasn't been wedged.
yeah,
Yes,
I just have here. So our average last year was 2,296, and this year it's 2,183.
Jesus, that's good, because I thought it was a lot worse than that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, like we just looking at our crowds, like it's dipped below. It's been below 2,000 1, 2, 3 times. One of those was a Monday. So yeah,
When you take into account the absolute fucking dreadful crowds that Waterford and Derry City brought, and I don't think Galway brought hardly any with them either, that's not as bad as it looks like.
no,
yeah, it's not bad. Like yeah,
it seems only the Dublin crowds and obviously Craptown that bring a good away fan, isn't it? Like, I usually fill that side.
yeah, it usually is. Yeah, but geez, Derry in particular was horrendous.
There's about 30 of them, I'd say, altogether, even if that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they have a massive fan base, don't they, at home? Like,
I think 7,500 in Celtic Park there a couple of weeks ago.
yeah, I know we spoke with that before. Like, they can't even get 400 or 500 from a 7,000 crowd to travel.
Yeah, it's very peculiar. Look, and again, if there's anyone listening to this from any of these clubs, it's. I'm not slagging anyone. I know the Drogheda have had some fairly poor away crowds over the years. I know that for a fact, and I'm not sure that we're going to get all that many down to Derry this Friday either. I don't know, but like when you take into consideration home crowds and populations and all that, Derry is definitely suffering this, and we all know why. We know the reasons why things are a bit of a shit show down there at the minute. But we'll get to the Derry game in time. But just
Yeah,
go
sorry,
on.
Greg.
Sorry.
Not just on a Friday night though. It is hard to travel away, isn't it? On a Friday, like a lot of people don't finish work till 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
So they pretend home to get back out again into a car and travel to an away match.
Especially if you live in Waterford or Galway or Derry, where you're basically going to the East Coast every week.
Yeah, like, it's not easy, and it's something I always like would have debated before with lads and talked about before with lads. Like, it's not ideal, lads. Friday night football. I like it. I don't get me wrong. In my job, it suits me. I can travel. I finish early enough. But I always wondered, would a Saturday be good? Would you get better attendance on a Saturday? Away attendance, I mean.
Fucking English Premier League's going to kill that.
Yeah, but I always say, like, there's never any big games on a Saturday at 3 o'clock in the Premier League anymore. That's all Sunday football now.
Is that
yeah,
right?
that's true.
There's never a big game on, no?
Not sure. You can't televise at 3 o'clock on a Saturday in the UK, so they never put the big games on.
Why can't you? Because that's when a lot of other games are on, is it?
It's like a media blackout thing they have. It's like I don't know if it's a law around it, but it's like they never have a Premier League game on television at 3 o'clock.
No.
Or any football game at 3 o'clock it's never televised in the UK.
I wonder why.
I think it's some old rule, but I think games are televised, like something to do with like they want people attending games as well and stuff. But yeah, it's not a new thing. It's gone on a long time in the UK.
Yeah. So, like, you know what I mean? Any big game in the Premier League is Sunday 4:30, or it could be a Saturday evening game, maybe. Like, Sky are putting a lot of games on at 5:30 now. End up throwing games at 8 o'clock as well on a Saturday evening. Like,
It's ironic though, isn't it, when you consider that it was because the big match, ITV, started broadcasting games at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, and it had a big hand in destroying the League of Ireland back in the day.
yeah, and that was free, wasn't it, as well, Greg? So you didn't have to pay for that.
Yeah, and I don't think the whole country could even get it. I think it was mainly people on the east coast of Ireland could get ITV when that started, and then the big match came along. and that just the League of Ireland crowds just dropped off a cliff because everybody could fucking sit and watch Man United and Arsenal and Chelsea and whoever else like. And now they don't broadcast games at 3:00 on a Saturday. It is strange, but I don't think we could even move it now, Richie, from a Friday to a Saturday, could we? It's kind of set in stone now.
It is. As I said, don't get me wrong. I do like the Friday nights. I do like them, but as I said, I often had this debate with lads. Like, would it be better on a Saturday? It'd be good to hear on a Saturday, wouldn't it?
It would be, but then you've got the other side of it as well. People with families and all that. Unless you're bringing the kids with you and all that to all the games, like, it'd be hard for lads with families because you're working all week, Monday to Friday, and then Saturday you're just saying, right, I'm away now, see you, and you're gone for the day, like, on the bill, watching draw there in Cork or Derry or whatever it is. Like, if that was every week, I'd say that might turn into a bit of a nightmare. Obviously, that's what they do in the UK, but they've been just doing that forever, so. Yeah, it's an interesting thought, like, but I am actually delighted on that you're saying that the crowds are not actually substantially down on what it looked like. Even the bar didn't feel full the other night. We went in for a point at half time and it didn't feel like there was that many in it in comparison to other Fridays. But maybe that's just perception from my behalf.
Yeah, just that you mentioned the bar, like, you have the hospitality over the clubhouse side as well. You can add in probably 50 people watching there as well. That would normally probably be the other side.
Yeah, true.
And then you people in the 1919, like, so that there is actually people in and around the ground. They're just a bit more spaced out.
That is true. Yeah, I never considered that.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, it's something. Look, and I don't think it's a draw the United thing as such. I think most League of Ireland clubs do have a bit of a drop off if the team isn't performing that well.
Yeah. Particularly Cork is a really good example of that. Like their crowd could drop by a couple of thousand in a few weeks if they weren't going well.
Yeah, that's true. And Derry.
Yeah.
And ironically, Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, a lot of them they're not arse, like.
It's a weird one. It's a fucking weird one.
Pick and choose the games, like. Be interesting tonight. So they're playing tonight, actually. It'll be interesting to see how many's at. They're playing Derry at home.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's hope to give Derry a royal spanking. That leads us on then. That leads us on to away to the brand new Friday night. It's the sort of reopening of the stadium with this brand new hybrid pitch, whatever that means. I seen some video earlier on when it was saying that they stitch the pitch. There's a machine that goes around stitching it down into the grass. So it's kind of half grass, half plastic.
Yeah, it's like, I think the pitch in Aviva and Crow Park are like that as well. They have like plastic fibres running through it, but it's mostly natural grass.
The Aviva's like that, is it?
Yeah, most top pitches I think are like that, yeah. They have threads woven into it, yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't aware of that. But you'd never hear them kind of being referred to as a hybrid pitch. You just think they're a grass pitch, like.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of are. They are grass. Yeah, it's just a certain type of grass pitch. They do call it officially. It's a hybrid pitch, but
okay.
I'm just looking here. It's 95% grass, and then 5% synthetic fibres.
Right. So for all intents and purposes,
kind of makes the pitches last longer. Like it's mostly grass. Like that's why you wouldn't really hear it called a hybrid.
Apparently, one of the machines had to be brought in from Mexico after they had all the stadiums up to scratch. They shipped in this big machine from Mexico.
Yeah, I think there's an Irish company that were doing a lot of the World Cup ones, I think.
Oh yeah, right, okay. That's interesting. Very cool. So yeah, well, I suppose down to the game away to Derry, lads. Me and Darren shift form. They went away and got beaten in, was it Pearse Stadium in Galway, playing in a GAA stadium, and they were sort of played off the park at times.
Yeah, and you know what? You just never know what Derry team's going to show up.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like, is the team that bet Bowes going to show up?
Yeah.
You know, and like
that was 4-0, wasn't it?
What was that? 4-1, was it? 3-1?
4-1 or
4-1, yeah.
4-1.
That was their first home win in a couple of months.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
but there is no doubt they have quality players.
Oh, geez,
No.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
they have lost a few in this window. I think there's 4 gone.
Yeah, Josh Thomas is gone. He's gone already. So some issues there with a bit of a falling out of the rumours, are to be believed.
That's a great rumour. Let's talk about that. Oh God! He apparently was putting other players off from signing for them.
Yeah, I think Derry were chasing the lad, and he used to play with Josh Thomas, and he rang Josh and asked him, and Josh really didn't give a 5-star review of what was going on at Derry. So then apparently that whole management company didn't want to give Derry any players.
Fuck's sake.
Well, let's face it, boys, it's hardly a fucking secret. James McLean went on national TV and more or less said, I got a phone call and it all sounded amazing, but when I went there, it wasn't. So he's kind of giving the game away there.
Oh, jeez, yeah, it sounds like a right shit show. Like, I reckon Darren Markey regrets going up there. I'm not saying he would have stayed with us, but I'd say if he had other offers around the league, he probably would have took them. If he could choose again.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd say a few of them are regretting it.
Clark as well. Yeah. Mind you, he's getting well. Clark's one of the highest paid players in the league now, so he's probably not regretting as much as the others.
Well, apparently Clark had an offer from England and didn't take it.
I think Scotland, he was very close to joining Dundee or Dundee United.
Okay, Scotland, right.
Yeah, I think Grimsby as well ran for him.
Yeah, for doubts, yeah, they were true.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, it's always the same up in Derry though, isn't it? It's been like that forever.
Yeah.
What are we thinking, lads? Friday, just even crowd wise and all that. Are they gonna bring a big crowd because it's the reopening of Brandywell and all that? Are they making a big deal out of that, or will it just be like your average sort of Brandywell crowd? Hard to say.
It is hard to say. Yeah, you might get a few more out just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I don't know how fucking curious of grass pitches. Like, I don't know, but
it's not actually a big deal, is it? Really?
Like, we're not. Let's be honest, we're not a big draw for them. Like, if it was their first game against Shamrock Rovers, you might get a few more locals out. But
they fucking hate playing us.
Yeah, that's true as well.
They don't like us.
No. Let's just hope they don't actually get battered tonight and they sack Lynch and then they have a bounce for Friday. Let's hope Lynch stays in the job.
Yeah, that's the last thing they want, isn't it? New manager bounce Friday night.
Yeah. Cause
I don't think he's going, lads. I don't think he's going. I think if he was getting sacked, he's getting sacked during the break.
Yeah, I think they would have done it.
True. Look, we have a game in hand on Derry and we're only 3 points behind them. Now, it's tough to win away, obviously, but like if we beat them and they lose tonight as well, like, you level and points with them.
Yeah.
With a game in hand.
So what are we actually? I know it's really, really hard.
2 games in hand, actually.
2 games in hand. All right. Oh, fuck. It's really hard
tonight, like.
Oh yeah, they're playing Rose tonight. Yeah, it's difficult to kind of even talk about this game because you just don't know what you're going to get from them, and to a degree, you don't know what the fuck you're going to get from us. Because if we go there and put in a good performance, it'll be two decent performances in a row, and we haven't really done that all season.
No.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? You think you've turned the corner a little bit?
Do you think he goes the same team as last Friday, or as close to it?
Did anyone go off injured? Buckton went off. That wasn't an injury though, was it?
No, I just think he was a bit tired, maybe.
Right, okay.
I definitely think he'll go the same team.
You're not making any changes there?
He might leave Farrell out. He could get O'Brien back in and leave Farrell out.
Yeah, I thought Brian did well when he came on. He kind of broke up a lot of play and stuff. It's good.
He's quite good at that own, isn't he?
Yeah.
He goes in the tackle and he wins it.
Yeah. And he's not like overly like bulky or physical, but he's not afraid to get stuck in.
No, and he comes out with the ball. Like, you don't see too many midfielders doing that. You go in and you crunch and tackle, you know what I mean? But he goes in, wins the ball, and sort of comes out with it.
Yeah.
Which is a strong side of his game. But yeah, he did well when he came on the other night. Yeah, look, he could even leave Ryan out and give Ryan a breather. Like, Ryan's after putting in some big ships.
He fucking has, man, but I'd be
surprised if he's left out.
So would
I wouldn't like him to be left out now.
I'd be apprehensive to leave him out. I think we just need him in now. We need that grit.
Yeah.
He's
really putting in some effort, isn't he, boys?
He is. He really is.
No. But I can see Farrell. Or you could even see Godden back in, you know. But I take O'Brien. I think he'll play O'Brien against Derry.
I'm not sure about Godden. I don't know. The jury's out there for me. He hasn't done enough.
No, without a doubt. Yeah. Though, is he getting enough game time to show it? He's sort of been in and out a lot, hasn't he?
Yeah, very in and out. That's.
Maybe there's a reason for that. But what about Warren Davis, lads? Is there any war on Warren? What's going on here? This is the second year in a row that he's not saying he's gone missing, but he's had to be on the sideline for ages. Like, it's really unfortunate for him.
He is, yeah. He's out injured something like 4 to 7 weeks out.
How long's he gone at the minute? He's out a month, is he?
Is he out? Is he that long, is it?
Fucking is.
Not far off, I wouldn't say, yeah.
Yeah, no, look, he's very frustrated from what I've heard now. I've been talking to somebody, he's been telling me he's very, very frustrated with it. He's just getting very unfortunate with injuries he is.
What is the injury, Richie, do you know?
He didn't say what his injury was.
Right, okay. Fuck's sake.
Just very, very frustrating. And, you know, and he was just playing well, wasn't he? He was such a threat for us. And
he always is.
Yeah, and his bags of energies, and like he leads from the front, like, and then he's just getting injured, you know. And I do feel for the chap, you know. He's just not getting a run at it at the minute, same as last season. Yeah,
2 years in a row for a young player. That's very frustrating.
Yeah, and he is a big player for us now, isn't he?
Absolutely. You know? I was really hoping that this year he was going to kick on from last year and, you know, bang in 12 goals, 13 goals, because I think he has it in him, like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come here, and he's that burst of pace, hasn't he? Just over that short burst of pace. He closes down defenders really, really quickly.
Closing down keepers, man. He's fucking brilliant at that as well. Like, comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. So fingers crossed now he gets over this injury and he gets back into the team.
What are we talking, lads? Would you be happy to go to the Brandywell and get a draw?
I think so, yeah.
It'd be a decent point, yeah.
I think so.
And then
are we capable of going and beating them?
Yeah.
I think after last Friday, I think we are. But as you said, we haven't done it this season really. Went to back-to-back sort of strong performances.
No, we haven't, and that's a big part of our problem is just that inconsistency. Yeah, putting in a decent one week and then go out the next week and just fold like a deck of cards, and you're kind of back to square one then with the negativity and the wondering why, and but that's the sign of a successful squad. That's what we did a successful team. That's what we did last year. We were consistently good over 10, 12, 14 games. You know what I mean? Really good at home and going away and getting really good draws and the odd win here and there. And that's what had us right up there at the end of the year. But it's a different buzz this year. But look, we have to be positive. We put in a decent performance against Shelbourne, who I think are a better fucking side than Derry. Let's face it.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, from what I've seen of both of them this year, I'd say Shels are better, yeah.
Oh, no doubt,
Absolutely.
yeah.
No doubt. No, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Well, look, come here, as you said, Greg, they're not playing well. It's a shit show. We all know that. Like, you should be going up there with the belief you can beat them and have a good right go with them.
Yeah, we'd have to start well, I think.
Yes, big
Yeah.
time.
I agree.
Because if we start, say we nick a goal 1-up, that's their fans on their back abusing Lynch probably to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And that's when their heads might drop.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, we need to go up there and just take advantage of the fact that it is a shit show and things aren't right, and there's, players speaking out on the media against the manager and all that. I mean, that's not good for any football club. That's nasty. And apparently the dressing room is a shit show as well, if you're to believe the rumours. So we need to go there, and as you said, go there, score early if we can, and just put them under massive pressure then.
Yeah, have a good go with them. Have a good crack at them.
Yeah. Try and play some
know,
ball.
Yeah, just don't give them a walkover. Don't give them an easy time. You know, and you could go up there and play your bloody heart out and have a super performance and still lose. And that's fair enough. Like, that's football. But just don't bend over for them, Don't just don't roll over. I think that's
We've a
just
bloody
one of
good, we've a bloody good record against them in the last long number of games. I know there was one game up there where we did come out on the wrong end of a bit of a spanking, but like overall, I think we've probably beaten them more times than they've beaten us over the last 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
In the last 10, how many do you think Derry have won?
Oh,
1.
say 3.
2.
Oh,
We
really?
won 5 and the 3 draws.
Yeah, there you go.
Just came up on me score up here, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's mad, isn't it?
You're only beating us twice in 10 games. I mean, we should be going in there confident.
Yeah.
Right, I changed my tune. We're going to hammer them.
They beat us 3-0 around this time last year.
Yeah, and we were crap. We were missing a lot of players.
Yeah. But after that, you're going... Jeez, I'm trying to find where the other one was. You have to go back to 2024. They bet us 5-1 in Derry.
I remember that too.
Which that was the year we won the cup, like.
Yeah. We were missing a lot of players that night too.
We were.
Yeah, no, I definitely think if we go out with the same attitude as we did last Friday and apply ourselves that way, we're well capable of getting something from the game.
Yeah, agreed. Right, boys, is there anything else anyone wants to add before we get the predictions?
No.
No.
Right, all good. We'll start with you, Owen.
I'm going to say I will nick it 2-1.
Richie?
Yeah, I'd love to predict the win, but I think we'll get a 2-2. I think we'll get a point. I think there'll be goals. I'd say I'll go 2-2.
Right, I think I predicted Shels to beat us last week and they didn't. So maybe if I predict Derry to beat us, they won't. So I'm going to say 1-0 Derry.
Yeah, wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Exactly. So it won't happen. Right, boys. Good stuff. I will talk to you next week. Fingers crossed we can come out there with something. I'll take a point now, but 3 would be absolutely savage.
Without a doubt. And we are.
Just going to mention, we had an email come in from Fabrice Dowling.
Who?
This gobshite that is in England that follows Drogheda.
Right.
I can't read out the email because I've read books that are shorter than this now, to be honest. But basically, he said he loves the podcast. As someone who lives abroad and part of the expat community, the pod really helps get closer to keep being closer in touch with what's going on. And because he knows us already, it's like sitting down the pub and listening to us give out.
Right, well, the first thing I will say is you're not an expat, you're a fucking immigrant. What's this expat shite? Is that what white people do when they go abroad? White people are expats and other people are immigrants, is it? Fuck off. Well, thanks for the email, Fabrice. Good man.
Yeah. I did respond to him. I said, the email is too long to read. Regards. He did echo a lot of what we said about the match on Friday about better on the counter attack and stuff from Buckner. Showed why he needs to start.
Yeah.
Good to see Dennison back in goal. Even though Tally did fine, his distribution was really poor. Potential changes. Midfield the weakest part of the squad, although they played better on Friday. Struggled to cope with Wood, which is not a surprise because he's class. Ryan is great, but he's not a 90-minute player anymore. He says Godden isn't at the level of an LOI Premier player and is off the pace. But yeah, that's kind of most of what he said. Anyone else wants to email us this week, send it in wearethe@gmail.com. Just make sure it's shorter than Fabrice's, Jesus Christ. But yeah.
Fabrice, Auntie, and that's supposed to be your mates.
Yeah, Fabrice is a good mate of mine. I was at both of his weddings.
Oh, brilliant. But here, look,
just tap on email again.
Just to pick him up there on the Ryan thing, like, lads, Ryan had two absolutely fucking brilliant chances in the 88th minute and the 92nd minute, whatever it was. The fact he's not a 90-minute player anymore, like, he's still getting chances in the dying embers of a game.
Yeah, I wouldn't really agree with what Fabrice says there. Yeah, he's still a decent engine on him. Yeah, look, I actually think Ryan's fit. The last couple of years, Ryan's fitter than he was previous to that.
Yeah,
with the full times helped him with that. But he's not really getting any injuries, or not a whole lot anyway. Nothing serious.
You know what? I think sometimes he's very deceiving looking because he can look like he's puffing and out of breath after 25 minutes, but then he doesn't. He just keeps that up all the way to the end. He keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. You know what I mean? But he does look tired early on. He's one of them players sometimes. Shane Farrell looks like that too sometimes. Hands on the hips, looks like he's wrecked, but he just keeps on motoring for the whole game. It's a weird one.
Yeah, and in fairness to Ryan, he'd be very clever player, be very experienced player. He'd know when to get his breather. He'd know when to just going to sit right here for another 5-10 minutes, just sit in, not do nothing stupid. Get back into the game. He'd be clever like that,
And he knows when to go down with 4 really bad head injuries.
Yeah, he's class. Yeah, he's just cute. That's a clear in.
Right, boys. I think we'll leave it there. All the best, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right, boys. See you then.
Yeah, see you then.
Cheers.